It was supposed to be easier by now. You stand at what feels like the finish line of a marathon that has spanned lifetimes. You can feel it, just beyond the veil. The new life, the promised peace, the reality you have so meticulously, so faithfully, been building within your own heart. You have done the work. You have sat in the fire. You have faced the shadows. You have healed the wounds that generations of your ancestors could not. You have meditated in the quiet dawn. You have affirmed your truth to the unlistening walls of your old reality. You have released attachments, forgiven the unforgivable, and held a sliver of light in the deepest, most suffocating darkness. You have done everything right, and yet, the walls are higher than ever. The shadows stretch longer and more menacingly than before. The external world, your physical reality, has not just failed to reflect your inner shift. It seems to be actively mocking it. The chaos has intensified. The relationships have frayed. The finances have tightened. The old fears, the ones you were certain you had conquered, have returned with a terrifying vengeance. It feels like a betrayal, a cosmic joke with a punchline aimed directly at your soul. You are a deep-sea diver, ascending from the crushing pressures of the abyss. For so long you navigated the darkness, guided only by the compass of your intuition. Now you can see the light shimmering on the surface above. It is so close. You can almost feel the warmth of the sun, the taste of fresh air. But it is here, in these final feet of the ascent, that the danger is most acute. The pressure change is at its most violent. Your entire being is in a state of radical decompression, and the disorientation is overwhelming. The temptation to panic, to believe the pressure will destroy you, is immense. This feeling of profound spiritual exhaustion, this agonizing paradox of being so close yet feeling so far, is not a sign that you have taken a wrong turn. It is a sign that you are at the door. Have you reached that point where you've looked to the sky and whispered, "I've given it my all. I have nothing left to fight with. Why is it getting harder now?" Let that question settle. Let the raw honesty of it echo in your bones. Because in that whisper is not the sound of defeat, but the rumble of an impending breakthrough. The temptation to abandon your faith now, when you need it most, is not a personal failure. It is a universal, predictable, and necessary stage of all profound transformation. Every master has stood on this precipice. Every creator has faced this final void of doubt just before their creation took its first breath. The old reality does not go quietly. It screams its loudest and fights its hardest right at the moment of its final dissolution. What you are experiencing is not a test of your strength to fight harder. It is the final exam of your ability to surrender. Understand this. The fact that this message has found you now in this precise sacred moment of your exhaustion is a synchronous intervention. This is not an algorithm. This is an appointment. This is the universe sending a flare into the disorienting darkness of your final ascent. Not to rescue you because you do not need rescuing, but to illuminate your exact position on the map, to confirm that you are not lost, that you are not failing, that you are exactly, precisely, where you need to be. You are standing at the threshold, the place where the old world ends and the new one begins. The chaos you see is the death rattle of a reality that can no longer contain the frequency of who you have become. The doubt you feel is the final echo of a voice that is no longer yours. If this feeling resonates in your bones right now, acknowledge your presence at this sacred threshold by commenting, "I am here." To understand what is happening to you, you must understand the nature of pressure. Imagine again our deep-sea diver ascending from the crushing dark. They are not in danger because of the depths they endured, nor because of the light they seek. The most perilous moment of their entire journey is the transition itself. As they rise, the immense external pressure of the ocean decreases. And as it does, the inert nitrogen that has saturated their very cells under that pressure begins to expand. It turns from a dissolved gas into violent, destructive bubbles. In medicine, they call this the bends. In spiritual physics, we call this your final ascension. Those bubbles are your old traumas, your limiting beliefs, your deepest fears. Every energetic contract you made with a reality that is now expiring. For so long, they were kept compressed and dormant by the immense pressure of your old timeline. You lived with them. You managed them. But now you are rising. The spiritual pressure of your environment is changing. because you are entering a higher frequency reality, and as that old pressure falls away, everything that was once compressed within you is now violently expanding, demanding release. This is not a random event. It is a precise, predictable, and necessary stage of creation. You have arrived at what I call the Threshold Singularity. The Threshold Singularity is a specific point in space-time, a sacred and volatile intersection where the timeline of your new reality and the timeline of your old reality are forced to overlap before they can separate forever. It is the final chaotic handshake between the person you were and the person you have already become. They cannot simply separate cleanly. By the laws of energy, they must occupy the same coordinate in space and time for one critical moment, and this creates an energetic storm of cosmic proportions within your personal field. Think of it in terms of quantum physics. Your new reality, the one you have so diligently called forth, is a high-frequency wave function. It has been existing as pure potential, a shimmering sea of possibility. Now, because of your sustained focus and inner work, it is collapsing into form. It is becoming a particle. It is becoming your tangible, physical, lived experience. At the exact same time, your old reality, a dense, low-frequency construct, is being forcibly ejected from your energy field. Its wave function is decohering. It is dissolving from particle back into chaotic, unformed energy. The Threshold Singularity is the point where this is happening simultaneously. It is the point of maximum energetic friction. It is a spiritual event horizon. The violent collision between the incoming high-frequency waves of your new creation and the outgoing low-frequency waves of your past creates a massive turbulence. This turbulence is not in your imagination. It manifests physically, mentally, and emotionally. It manifests as the sudden, inexplicable chaos in your external world. It manifests as the crippling, agonizing doubt in your mind. It manifests as the profound, bone-deep exhaustion in your body. This is the key. The turbulence you feel is not a sign that you are doing something wrong or that your manifestation is failing. The turbulence is the undeniable physical proof that the process is powerfully and irrevocably working. The intensity of the storm is not a measure of your failure. It is the measure of the magnitude of the new reality being born. A small shift creates a small ripple. A life-altering reality shift creates a tidal wave. You are not weathering a small ripple. You are in the heart of the tidal wave, and this is why this message had to find you now. You are not being punished. You are not failing the final test. You are simply experiencing the physics of rebirth. The expanding nitrogen bubbles are not a poison. They are proof of your ascent. The chaos is not an obstacle. It is the sound of two worlds colliding, and one of them is finally letting you go. You have been trained to see struggle as a sign to fight harder, but this is a different kind of war. This is a war of release, not of resistance. Every moment you believe the chaos is real, every moment you engage the doubt, you are trying to hold on to the nitrogen. You are trying to stay at a pressure that can no longer contain you. The intensity is a sign of your success. The struggle is a sign of your proximity to the surface. Looking back, can you now identify how the most intense chaos in your life has corresponded directly with the moments you were closest to a major personal evolution? Take a moment. See the pattern. The greatest resistance always appears at the very edge of the greatest freedom. You are at that edge right now. This is not another false summit. This is the final threshold. In the comments, share one word that describes the primary resistance you are feeling right now. Let us name the bubbles. Let us see them for what they are. Doubt, chaos, fatigue. Name it, and in the act of naming it, you reclaim your power over it as the observer of this magnificent, turbulent, and sacred process. Our diver, in that terrifying moment of ascent, feels the pressure inside becoming unbearable. The nitrogen of the old world, the deep-sea atmosphere they carried within them, is now expanding, threatening to tear them apart from the inside out. Every instinct screams to fight, to tense the muscles, to hold the breath, to struggle against this internal tearing, this violent expansion. This is a perfect model for the spiritual warrior. You have been trained your entire life, conditioned by the dense reality you are now leaving, to believe that progress is a function of effort, that breakthroughs are achieved by pushing harder, by gritting your teeth, by fighting through the resistance. You see a wall, and you look for a battering ram. You feel a force pushing against you and you push back with all of your might. And for much of your journey, this served you. It got you through the depths. It helped you build the spiritual muscle required to even begin this impossible ascent. But the laws of physics change as you approach the surface. The very strategy that guaranteed your survival in the deep becomes the one thing that guarantees your destruction in the transition. And right now, you are at the precipice of a total paradigm shift. A revelation so simple, so profound, that it will recontextualize every moment of your struggle. Take a breath and allow this truth to land, not in your mind, but in the very core of your being. The resistance you are fighting is not an obstacle blocking your path. It is the final echo of the reality you are leaving behind. Read that again. Let it dismantle you. The chaos, the doubt, the fear, the sudden betrayals, the inexplicable setbacks, they are not a wall in front of you. They are the shockwave of a door slamming shut far, far behind you. You are not fighting to break into your new life. You are simply experiencing the sonic boom of its arrival. Your new reality, the one you have so carefully and lovingly constructed in the unseen realms with every meditation, every affirmation, every brave choice, has already collapsed into form. It is a done deal. Its high-frequency wave function is now a manifest fact in space-time. And as it rushes in to claim your experience, it is creating a powerful displacement. It is violently and unceremoniously ejecting the old, dense timeline from your personal quantum field. That feeling of being torn apart, it is not destruction, it is liberation. It is the friction between what has arrived and what is being cast out forever. For years you have been trying to push the boulder of your old reality uphill, and now, your new reality has arrived behind you and simply kicked it off a cliff. What you are feeling is not the struggle of the climb, but the reverberation of its final cataclysmic fall. This is why every attempt to fight back is now so utterly exhausting and completely counterproductive. When you push against the chaos, when you argue with the doubt, when you brace against the fear, what are you actually doing? You are giving your energy to an echo. You are trying to have a conversation with a ghost. You are pouring your precious, creative life force into a phantom limb, trying to make it real again. You are fighting a battle that has already been won, simply because you can still hear the cannon fire fading in the distance. The universe is not asking you to be a warrior anymore. It is asking you to be a witness. The new approach, the only approach that will work in this final stage of the Threshold Singularity, is radical surrender. And do not confuse surrender with defeat. Defeat is giving up the fight because you have lost. Surrender is laying down your weapons because you have already won. It is the most powerful, dignified, and courageous act available to you right now. It is the final act of enlightened consciousness. The key is to release, to drop the weapons of control, of expectation, of needing to understand, of trying to manage the fallout. You must allow the mighty wave of your new reality, the future you, to wash over you completely. Its high frequency will do the work. It will dissolve the echoes. It will neutralize the phantoms. It will complete the process. Your only job is to allow it. The diver, in that critical moment, makes a choice. Instead of tensing, they relax. Instead of holding their breath, they do the most counterintuitive thing possible. They exhale. They consciously, willingly release the old atmosphere from their lungs. They let go of the very pressure that sustained them in the world they are leaving. In that release, the pressure inside equalizes with the pressure outside. The violent expansion ceases. The tearing stops. The ascent becomes safe. This is your task now. To exhale the old world. To release the stories of struggle, the identity of the fighter, the muscle memory of hardship. You must consciously let go of the person you had to be to survive the depths, to make room for the person you are becoming in the light. Your fight is over. The only task left is to allow the victory. What if the very exhaustion you feel is the sign that your soul is finally ready to stop fighting a battle that is already won? If you feel the truth of this revelation settling in your bones, if some part of you that has been clenched for years is finally starting to soften, I invite you to perform a small, symbolic act, a signal to yourself and to the universe that you are ready. Click the like button to signal your surrender. Let it be your digital exhale, a declaration that you are dropping the ear sword and opening your arms. A conscious choice to stop fighting the echo of the past and finally turn to face the dawn of your arrival. The epiphany settles in your bones. You can feel the truth of it. The war is over. The struggle was an illusion, but the mind, the beautiful analytical mind, it seeks proof. It seeks evidence. It wants to see the tangible signs that this profound inner shift is real. It looks out at the chaos of your life and asks, where is the evidence of this victory? This is where we must learn to read the signs differently. You have been taught to look for thunder and lightning, for grand, external gestures. But the most profound shifts in reality are preceded by something far more subtle. They are preceded by a change in the atmosphere, a shift in the energetic pressure that you can feel long before you can see the results. We are going to learn to read the barometer of the shift, because the proof you seek is not in the future. It has been all around you, masquerading as problems, as confusion, as even failure. These are the counterintuitive signs of the threshold singularity. The atmospheric phenomena that confirm the new weather system of your reality is not just coming, it is already here. The first sign is one you have most likely judged the harshest. It is called the Great Void. It feels like the color has drained from your world. The goals that once drove you, the ambitions that fueled your fire, the passions that defined you, they suddenly feel hollow, empty. You reach for that old drive, that familiar hunger, and you find nothing. It can be terrifying. It can feel like depression, like apathy, like you've lost your way, lost your very self. You look at the vision board you made with such passion and you feel a strange and unsettling detachment. But this is not the death of your spirit. This is the sound of your soul clearing the slate. Your old identity, with its set of desires and motivations, was built for the old reality. It was designed to navigate the world you are now leaving behind. To keep those old desires active would be like trying to run an ancient software on a quantum computer. It's incompatible. The system must be wiped clean before the new operating system can be installed. This void, this emptiness, is not an absence of purpose. It is the holy presence of pure potential. It is your soul creating the sacred, empty space required for the desires of your new reality to land, to take root, and to blossom into forms you cannot yet imagine. You have not lost your passion. You have graduated beyond the passions that were meant only for the journey, not the destination. The second sign is perhaps the strangest, the paradox of peace. Your external life might be a tempest. The phone calls are stressful, the bills are piling up, relationships are in flux. The world seems to be spinning out of control. By all logical measures, you should be in a state of panic, of high alert. And yet, in the eye of the hurricane, there are moments of the most profound, inexplicable calm. It's a quiet sense of detachment, a stillness that makes no sense. You watch the drama unfold as if you are a spectator watching a movie you've already seen, and you already know how it ends. This is not disassociation. It is your future self, your arrived self, bleeding its consciousness back through time into your present moment. The version of you that is already living in the new reality, that has already solved these problems, that is already breathing the air of peace and fulfillment. That version of you is reaching back to lend you its nervous system. It is a lifeline of peace. It is the ultimate reassurance, whispering directly into your soul, "Do not worry about this storm. I am safe on the other side," which means you are too. This is just the final scene playing out. The credits are about to roll. These moments of paradoxical peace are the most powerful evidence you have that your future is secured. It is the feeling of your new reality, arriving ahead of schedule, to hold your hand through the final moments of the old one. The third sign is the one that causes the most fear in those who have been on this path for a long time. It is the synchronicity silence. You became fluent in the language of the universe. The 11:11s on the clock, the feathers on your path, the repeating numbers, the songs on the radio, the uncanny coincidences that assured you that you were seen, guided and on the right track. They were your breadcrumbs, your connection to the divine. And then, suddenly, they might have stopped. The silence can be deafening. It can feel like abandonment. You look to the sky and ask, "Where have you gone? Did I do something wrong? Have you left me?" This is the most misunderstood sign of all. The universe has not stopped talking to you. It has shifted its mode of communication from symbolic to physical. The signs, the numbers, the feathers, they were the blueprint. They were the architectural plans for the reality you were building. They were signals about the path. But there comes a point when the architect hands the plans to the construction crew and the building begins. You don't need to keep looking at the blueprint when the foundation is being poured. The universe has ceased sending you postcards from your destination because it is now moving all of its energy into paving the road itself, into physically rearranging 3D reality to match your new frequency. The silence is not an absence of communication. It is the sound of celestial machinery at work. The support has not vanished. It has become so total, so integrated, that it is now the very ground beneath your feet. And finally, the fourth sign, the energetic purge. This manifests in the body. It is the deep, bone-weary fatigue that no amount of sleep can touch. It is the strange aches and pains that migrate around your body with no medical explanation. It is the sudden waves of emotion, grief, anger, sadness, that erupt out of nowhere, unattached to any current event in your life. You feel it as a physical density, a weight you are carrying. Your body feels like it is at war with itself. This is not your body failing you. It is your body physically detoxing from a collapsed reality. Every experience, every belief, every limitation of your old timeline was stored not just in your mind, but in the cellular memory of your body. That reality had a frequency, a density, a literal weight. As you make this final shift, as the high frequency of your new reality becomes your dominant state, your physical body must release the dense, heavy data of the old world. It is a cellular purge. The fatigue is your system rebooting at a massive scale. The aches are energetic blockages dissolving. The random emotions are the ghosts of old timelines being exorcised from your field for good. You are not sick. You are going through a profound physical recalibration. You are shedding the skin of a world that no longer exists for you. The void, the peace, the silence, the purge. These are not roadblocks. These are not signs of your failure. They are the infallible readings on the barometer of the shift. They are the atmospheric evidence that the pressure system of your entire existence has changed, and the calm, sunny weather of your new reality is imminent and inevitable. Which of these signs have you been ignoring or misjudging in your life? And how do you see it now in light of this new truth? Comment which sign resonated most with you. The Great Void, the Paradox of Peace, the Synchronicity Silence, or the Energetic Purge. Let's see which is most common in our community. You understand the signs now. You see them not as omens of failure, but as the strange, atmospheric phenomena that precede a great and holy shift. But to know this in your mind is one thing. To embody it in your very cells is another entirely. The final stage of this journey is not an intellectual exercise. It is a somatic surrender, a full-body experience of arrival. So I invite you now, if you are in a place where you can do so safely, to close your eyes. If not, simply allow your focus to soften. Turn your awareness away from the screen, away from the room you are in, and turn it inward. Let us journey together through these final, crucial moments. Take a gentle breath in, and as you release it, let go of the day, let go of the story, let go of the names you have been called, and the names you have called yourself. Become pure awareness. Now, with your inner vision, I want you to scan your own body. Scan this beautiful, intelligent vessel that has carried you through every battle, every shadow, every moment of this long ascent. And I want you to ask it a question. Where does the pressure live? Where in you is the resistance being stored? Feel for it now. Is it a tightness across your chest, like a band of iron? Is it a dense, heavy stone in the pit of your stomach? Is it the crushing weight upon your shoulders, the exhaustion that has settled deep into your bones? Perhaps it is a frantic buzzing in your mind, a vibration of doubt that refuses to quiet. Do not judge it. Do not try to fix it. Simply find it. Locate its energetic signature within your field. This feeling, this pressure, this is the physical evidence of your transformation. You are a deep-sea diver ascending from the crushing darkness into the light. And this pressure you feel is the scientific, energetic proof of your movement. It is the sign that the atmosphere is changing. So place your hand on that part of your body where the pressure is most intense, and instead of fighting it, I want you to do something radical. Honor it. Send a wave of gratitude into that tightness, that density, that exhaustion. Thank it for its service. Thank it for being the final messenger from your old reality. It is the depth gauge, confirming just how close you are to the surface. It is the final, painful squeeze that proves you are leaving the deep forever. This pressure is not an enemy. It is a birthright, a signal of your imminent arrival. Feel that subtle shift as you move from resistance to reverence. Feel the energy change as you stop pushing against the feeling and simply allow it to be. And now we prepare for the final release. This is the moment, the threshold you have been working towards for lifetimes. I want you to take the deepest, most conscious breath you have taken all day. Breathe in, and as you do, you are breathing in the very last remnants of the old world's atmosphere. Breathe in the doubt. Breathe in the struggle. Breathe in the fear that it was all for nothing. Breathe in every memory of your old self, every limitation, every ghost. Draw it all into your lungs for one final time. Hold it. Hold it at the top, feeling the immense pressure of two realities occupying the same space, the same body. This is the threshold singularity, embodied. And now, on your exhale, you let it all go. You don't just exhale air. You exhale a timeline. You exhale a universe. With a long, slow, audible sigh, you release the identity of the one who struggles. You release the narrative of the one who has to fight. You release the cellular memory of lack, of fear, of not enoughness. Let it all pour out of you. The war is over. Drop the weapons. Release the shield. Exhale the old world. And in the space that follows that breath, there is a shift. The pressure is gone. Suddenly, you feel a profound weightlessness. The crushing density dissolves into a gentle, supportive embrace. You have broken the surface. There is a moment of sacred, profound silence. The muffled roar and the deep hum of the abyss are replaced by an impossible stillness. And then you feel it, the warmth of the sun on your face, a celestial kiss you had only dreamed of. It is real. It is here. You feel the caress of fresh air on your skin, a gentle breeze carrying a scent you can't quite name, but your soul recognizes it as home. You are floating, effortlessly. You are not striving. You are not swimming. You are being held by the vast, calm ocean of your new reality, its surface, glittering like a field of 1,000,000 diamonds under an infinite sky. Open the eyes of your heart and see the impossible blue above you. See the light, the pure, unfiltered, unconditional light of your own divinity. Now, your external reality. This is it. This is the feeling you were chasing. This is the peace that was promised. It was never about fighting your way to the surface. It was always about releasing the old atmosphere you were carrying, so you could finally breathe the new air. You are here. You have arrived. Stay in this feeling for a moment. Let this state of grace, this weightlessness, this sun-drenched peace recalibrate every cell in your body. This is your new baseline. This is your truth. As you float here, held and home, as you broke through the surface into the light of your new reality, what is the one word that anchored itself in your heart? Was it freedom? Was it peace? Was it relief? Was it home? Let that word resonate within you now. It is your anchor in this new world. To seal this new state of being into your cells, to make a physical declaration of this spiritual reality, comment below with the words that your soul knows to be true. I have arrived. You have arrived. Feel the substance of that statement, not as a concept, but as a physiological fact. The war is over. The frantic ascent is complete. You are no longer living in the crushing pressure of the deep, relying on external apparatus to survive. You are breathing a new atmosphere. For a time, it will feel strange. Your lungs, so accustomed to the dense, recycled air of the struggle, must now learn to trust this new, limitless supply of light. Your entire being is recalibrating to a different law of physics, a different vibrational reality. The old tools, the old weapons of spiritual warfare, the pushing, the fighting, the striving, are not only unnecessary here, they are obsolete. They are like wearing a deep-sea diving helmet on a sun-drenched beach. It is time to let them go. To live with grace on this side of the threshold singularity requires a new set of instincts. Not techniques to achieve something, but protocols to acclimate to what has already been given. These are not tasks to add to your list. They are acts of remembrance, gentle reminders for a nervous system learning to live in a state of permanent safety. There are 3 essential practices for this integration. 3 ways to teach your body, your mind, and your spirit how to breathe this new, rarefied air of your manifested reality. The first is the echo protocol. In the coming days and weeks, you will hear sounds from the world you just left. A thought of doubt will slither in. An old fear will try to constrict your heart. A person or situation from your past will appear, seemingly to pull you back into the old drama. You must understand what these are. They are not new threats. They are not signs that you have failed or are sliding backward. They are echoes. They are the residual sonic footprints of a reality that has already collapsed. A ghost in the machine. A broadcast from a station that is no longer on the air, its final transmission still traveling through space-time. Your old conditioning will scream at you to engage, to fight the thought, to argue with the fear, to justify your new position. This is the single greatest mistake you can make now. To fight an echo is to give it substance. It is to send a new sound wave back into the emptiness, creating a feedback loop from nothing. The echo protocol is one of radical non-engagement. It is the practice of serene observation. When one of these old energetic patterns arises, you do not suppress it, nor do you fight it. You simply do this. You pause, you look at it with a detached curiosity, and you label it. Echo. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. In the moment you name it for what it is, a powerless remnant of the past, you strip it of its perceived authority. It is no longer an active enemy, it is an artifact. It is a recording of a battle that has already been won. See it, name it, and then watch as it dissolves in the silence of your new reality, for there is nothing here for it to attach to. There is no more struggle for it to feed on. You are observing a memory, not participating in a reality. The second practice is the embodiment anchor. Your mind may take time to catch up to the truth of your arrival, but your body, your very cells, know you are home. The embodiment anchor is how you align your thoughts with your body's deep cellular wisdom. It is how you recalibrate your personal frequency, consciously and deliberately, from thinking about your new reality to living from it. Every morning, before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, and every night, as you prepare to journey into the ethers, you will perform this simple, sacred act. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the gentle rhythm. This is the center of your new world, and you will ask it a simple question, not with your mind, but with your feeling. What does my new reality feel like right now? Then, for 60 seconds, you generate that feeling. You don't visualize it as something in the future. You feel it as something that is. Is it a profound sense of peace? Is it the lightness of unburdened freedom? Is it the quiet hum of creative inspiration? Is it the radiant warmth of unconditional love? Do not search for the feeling. Allow it. Your soul already knows the answer. Your only job is to give it permission to saturate your body for 1 full minute. This is not wishful thinking. This is energetic calibration. You are tuning your entire biofield to the resonant frequency of your new timeline. You are reminding every cell in your body of their native vibration. You are broadcasting a clear, powerful signal from the core of your being that declares, I am here. This practice anchors you, so that when the echoes of the old world appear, they find no vibrational match within you. They simply pass through. Finally, there is the third and most potent practice, the practice of divine indifference. This is your master tool for navigating the final dissolving mirages of the 3D world. As the old script plays itself out, problems will still arise. A bill will appear. A difficult conversation will present itself. The mechanics of the old matrix will churn. Your instinct, born of a lifetime of survival, will be to panic, to strategize, to fix it, to control it. Divine indifference is not apathy. It is not carelessness. It is the highest form of faith. It is the unshakable, sovereign knowing that the dramas of a collapsed timeline have zero power over the integrity of a secured reality. You must see these events for what they are, scenes from a movie that has already ended. You are simply watching. The credits roll. Why would you leap out of your seat and try to fight a villain in a film that is already over? When a perceived problem arises, you will remind yourself of this supreme truth. My new reality is already secured. This is simply a scene from the old script playing itself out. It has no power over me. This practice starves the old reality. The only thing that kept it alive was your energetic investment, your fear, your attention, your belief in its power. Divine. Indifference is the act of pulling your energy back completely. You withdraw your investment from a bankrupt company. You become a neutral, even curious observer of the final scenes, knowing that they are hollow, powerless, and transient. You save your precious energy, your life force, for what truly matters now, breathing the air of your new world and beginning to create within it. What is the very first echo you will choose to observe with divine indifference instead of engaging in a fight? Think of it now. That nagging thought, that recurring fear, that situation you've been wrestling with. See it for what it is, a ghost. These practices are your first breaths of free air. They will feel unnatural at first, precisely because they are so natural. You are learning to trust that you can breathe without a machine. You are learning to live without the fight. This is the integration. This is how you make your arrival permanent. Comment with the one practice you will commit to for the next 7 days. Will it be the Echo Protocol, the embodiment anchor, or the practice of divine indifference? Declare your choice. Make a pact with yourself and with this community. Your commitment is the anchor that secures you to this new shore. The breath you are taking right now is different. It is not the desperate gasp of a diver breaking the surface. It is the calm, steady inhalation of one who has arrived on new shores. For so long, the journey was everything. The pressure, the darkness, the fight to ascend was the singular focus of your entire being. Every meditation, every affirmation, every ounce of faith was fuel for that ascent. You believed the goal was to reach the surface, to escape the crushing depths of the old reality. But what if that was never the true destination? What if the journey through the water was merely the transport? What you have just experienced, the passage through the threshold singularity, was not an escape. It was an initiation. It was a rite of passage designed to burn away everything you were not, to alchemize your pain into power, and to deliver you, forged anew, to the shores of a reality that could only be accessed by one who had completed such a journey. You have not just survived, you have qualified. The very fabric of your energetic signature has been rewritten, unlocking a stratum of creative potential you have only ever dreamed of. Look around you. Feel the ground beneath your feet. This is not just a new place. It is a new paradigm of existence. Here, the challenges are no longer about survival. The trials are not about escape. The old questions that haunted your every waking moment have dissolved into the ether. Questions like, will I ever make it? When will this struggle finally end? Why is this happening to me? They have no meaning here. They are echoes from a world you no longer inhabit. The questions on this new continent are profoundly different. They are questions of artistry, of exploration, of deliberate creation. The universe is no longer asking you if you can endure. It is now asking, now that you are here, what magnificent world will you choose to build? The focus has shifted from the journey to the artistry of what you will do now that you have arrived. You are no longer a passenger trying to get somewhere. You are a pioneer standing before a vast, unexplored landscape of pure potential. The soil is fertile. The air is electric with possibility. The laws of this place are more responsive, more attuned to the frequency of your heart. But it is also unfamiliar. The struggle defined you for so long. The resistance gave you something to push against, a way to measure your progress. Without it, there can be a strange, expansive silence, a beautiful, yet daunting freedom. You are no longer defined by your fight. You are defined only by your imagination. So, take a moment. In this sacred silence on the pristine shores of your new beginning, I invite you to ask yourself a new question. Now that you are no longer defined by your struggle, who are you becoming? What is the first seed of intention you wish to plant on the soil of this new reality? Feel the answer. Don't just think it. Feel the essence of that first creation, that first intentional act in a world that is waiting for your command. This is the real work. This is the real adventure. The journey through the depths was just the prelude. And like any explorer landing in a new world, you must understand that the old maps are useless here. The way you navigated the old reality, the signs you looked for, the rules you followed, they do not apply. The physics and the language of this new reality are different. The synchronicity speaks in a new tongue. The path reveals itself not through struggle, but through resonance. To thrive here, you must stop looking for the old signs and learn to speak the native tongue of your future. You must learn the new laws of creation that govern this higher dimensional space. Crossing the threshold is the first step. Learning to live and create here is the next. To master the new laws of this reality, subscribe and activate notifications because our next transmission will be your guide to this new world.